going on, Beyonders? Welcome back to another episode of Beyond the Schmoedown. I'm former Star Wars champion Andrew Dimalanta.
And I'm Star Wars competitor Nicki Dimalanta.
I really don't know why somebody didn't mention that earlier on in the show, because that's a great hashtag for our fans.
Could have worked.
Yeah.
Coulda, shoulda, woulda.
Yeah.
But yikes.
But we have 3 big matches to go over. Second to last Titans.
Oh, I don't even want to think about it.
Yeah, I know. The fact
that what is it? This Friday is the last Titans.
Yeah, it's a big match though.
Doesn't make it any better. Doesn't make it any easier. Yeah. But yeah, no, that's
yeah.
But it's gonna be a big one, and yet another one that we don't actually know the outcome beforehand, which I'm okay with. Well, we might know the outcome. We might have gotten a clue.
Yeah, I think we might.
I think actually now that I'm saying it out loud,
yeah.
I think we do know.
We put puzzle pieces together. It's like, wait,
yeah.
if this then that, if A then okay.
Yeah, no, actually, I think we might have an inkling of who wins. Never mind. The match hasn't happened, right? It's gonna happen on Friday when we watch it. So
it's not the destination; it's the journey.
Exactly. So,
but I think one thing we should mention at the top before we go over this Friday Night Titans is that. We jumped in on the premiere and I was like, wait a minute, why does the background say collision?
Oh yeah.
But there's a message before that episode happened that these two matches, a part of this Titans were meant to be a part of Collision.
Right.
I was supposed to be a part of Collision, but c'est la vie, things change. So I mean, I'm glad I got pushed to Spectacular, but yeah, but I don't know what...
Beautiful Miss Jen Sturger let us know.
Yeah, I don't know why they didn't just like, hey, here's Collision. Just make this Friday Night Titans Collision brought to you by Friday Night Titans or something like that. I'm just say these are Collision matches.
I know it's easier said than done because I know that a lot of fans out there are like, just do this, just do that. And Christian probably is like slapping himself in the face. Like it's never as easy. If your sentence begins with just do this or just do that, just do, it's probably not sound advice.
That is my...
There's probably some times where it is like, oh yeah, I probably could just do that. But I would probably say 90% of the time, not that easy.
That is my least favorite phrase as an independent videographer is when a client goes, hey, just do this. It's
why
like,
don't you just?
Why don't you just do this? It's like that thing you did, especially after I turned in my first draft of something. It's like, just do that requires a whole 10 hours of work just for that one thing you want to do, because it ruins the entire rhythm and the entire like how the video is formed.
Why don't you just edit this video real quick? Why don't you just do this? Like, because it's not just.
You could just do that, everybody can do what I do. If you could just take this off of your tooth, or just take my spleen out.
Yes.
Yes.
Then all of us must be doctors.
Yes, exactly. Just
Perfect.
do
Just
this.
Do this.
Just do this and COVID's gone, right? No. No.
Man, I wish. There's certain things that you and I would set us off that we could just rant and rave.
Yeah.
And that's one of your things. That's one of your triggers, if you will. The just do, in the world of film editing and whatnot.
Yeah.
Easier said than done. But yeah, I feel like it would have been cool to have a couple more matches. Like, for all we know, there's probably, we know of at least one, but for all we know, there's matches that were filmed and never released because maybe plot lines didn't line up or whatever, because plans changed suddenly.
Yeah, they had to like course correct because like, well, if we have this air, then other things won't line up.
It would be cool if we just kind of like threw some of that stuff in there. I made it a Collision, but then it still wouldn't have meshed. It wouldn't have gelled. It would have probably, if those things were plot based, they would have thrown off what was going on, blah, blah, blah. But yeah, we can pretend that we could just pretend it was a 2-match Collision.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like,
that's what it was packaged to look like.
Yeah, that's what it felt like to me. It's like, oh, here's Collision. It's like, yeah, at least we got another.
Fine by me.
Yeah.
So, but let's go ahead and get down to business.
To defeat
the Huns. Because we do have a third match to talk about this week, and a Star Wars match. And we'll do that one first, yeah?
Yes, we can do that one first.
So we're just going to talk about the whole thing, actually.
Yeah.
So if you haven't seen it and you don't want to know,
head to the Patreon.
As usual, either head to the Patreon or I don't know what to tell you. But we are going to talk about the match, what actually happens in it, and who wins it as always, as per usual.
Yeah, there's a lot that happens in this match that I do want to touch base on.
Quite a match. So we have a Star Wars match. We have Alex the Demon Damon versus Marvelous Marie Wilson.
Which I don't think Alex was attached to the stars for this match. I don't remember them mentioning. Did they say because the stars are like.
I don't remember now that you mention it.
Because, the stars are supposed to be the heel faction. Alex wasn't very heely in this match.
No, he was just pretty. He was very Alex.
Very Alex Damon. I don't think they attached him to the stars at this point. And especially
it's like about that.
Yeah.
Interesting.
See, the entire season's like, yeah, Alex Damon is coming back to the stars. And in this one, it's like, Yeah.
Well, I mean, what are you going to do?
Yeah. So
when you're on the other side of the country, it's kind of hard to get out there for like plot line type shootings and whatever.
It's East Coasters.
So, those damn East Coasters over here. But yeah, this was quite a match.
Yes,
okay, so
let's just head right into it.
Round 1.
Alex Damon versus, we didn't mention who he's facing.
Yeah, sure did. I said Marvelous Marie Wilson. She's just a rogue player. I mean, I guess Alex kind of was too.
Yeah.
But yeah, no
No
I said it.
factions attached.
Roll back the tape. I said it. I did this.
I'm just not paying attention.
Yeah, you're not.
I have other things on my mind.
What's the difference between that and any other time? No, there is a lot going on. We have a lot going on right now. A lot on our brains going on right now. And that's okay. We'll get through it as we had through everything else. Nothing bad.
It'll be a
just
rad.
like new things.
Yeah, we'll discuss it in a rad in this coming weeks.
Nothing bad, just new things. And my anxiety is like, I don't like this. This is new and different. And I'm going to get nervous and I'm probably going to cry.
Yeah.
So, we'll talk about it later. Yeah. But yeah, round 1. Let's just say right off the top, I think I'm comfortable saying that this is one of the most brutal round 1s in a Star Wars match that I've seen in a long time.
Yeah, I think the only other one that can come close to difficulty of questions is just how all over the place they were. The last time I think a round 1 was this difficult was probably matches like Ken versus Ace came to mind. It's like, wow, they're asking that in the first round.
I don't remember what
that one because they asked about.
I just remember the only thing I remember about that round 1 is they asked about Sice Noodles.
Sice Noodles and Ken Lung.
Oh yeah,
and it's like they were asking about that in the first round.
That was before they got heavily into actors. Yeah. But yes, I see what you're saying.
My first round against Laura Kelly in Collision. That I remember that one being pretty all over the place.
I don't remember anything about what happened in that round.
Yeah, it's been a while. But yeah, this one was like. You're asking about what now?
Okay, right out the gate. Question 1. The name of Po Nudo's aide. What? Why?
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah. And there's certain questions in here that I do want to touch on. That's like, we'll get to it.
Again, we could rant for hours.
Yeah. We'll get to it after the match. Let's get the full match on, and then I can get my full thoughts on it.
But yeah,
a couple of things.
Question 1, right out the gate.
Yeah.
Bad start. Po Nudo's aide.
Yes.
Noctune.
Yeah.
They both missed it. They both missed that Lando told in Empire that Lando told Lobot to hold the stormtroopers and keep it quiet. Where? In the security tower. They both missed that.
Very fleeting on, yeah.
Oh, yeah. They both, but very funny that they asked that.
Yeah.
For us. They both missed.
We had just been talking about it. That's why.
They both missed that when Vader goes to inspect the Falcon in A New Hope, that an announcer said to unlock 1, 5, 7, and 9. What? And 9. Marie missed a question about the Radis being in The Last Jedi being an MC-85 Star Cruiser. They both missed a question about the Leonorm Swamp in The Phantom Menace. Man. What a question. Why wasn't it me? Alex missed a question. About the attack of the clones on Geonosis. Sarla Buddha being a Jedi Master there that takes down a battle droid.
Yeah.
They both missed what the 4th charge on Jin's rap sheet was in Rogue One. It was escape from custody, and Marie said evading arrest. I can only imagine that she might have gotten some wires crossed. Escape from arrest.
Escape from custody. Resisting arrest.
Okay, wait. Now I'm getting all confused because we're mixing them together. She said evading arrest.
Yeah.
But it was escape from custody. I'm assuming that she got confused with resisting arrest.
Yeah.
And kind of put them together. Escape is like evading. And then arrest was the very next charge.
Yeah.
So that just saying all those things very close to each other just absolutely effed my brain up. So yeah, they both missed that. And they both missed why wasn't it me? They both missed who spoke the first words in The Last Jedi. That was a question, right? The character's name. No. Yes.
Yes.
Because they both said Connix, but it was Hugh Jones.
Hugh Jones, yeah.
So, at the end of round 1, it was 3-3.
Yeah, this like it's one thing to have all these questions like Star Labuda level questions in round 1 of all rounds. It's like, but to have these two caliber players only come out with 3 points after the first, it's like, what year? Like, what are we watching?
Yeah.
Like, and we'll get to it because they both came in. It's like, yeah, especially Alex. Like, I want to have fun with this match, and it's like,
and I think he kind of openly admitted that he spent a lot of time preparing for the Kenobi series.
Yeah.
When this match had taped, I guess.
Yeah.
So, had this match happened
last year,
early on last year, might have been a different story, especially at the end of round 1.
Yeah.
But yeah, there is no doubt. I mean, I don't have any problem admitting that I would have missed 2 of these questions.
There was, yeah, the transparency, like who like at
who
this
cares anymore?
at this point, it's like, who cares? I already know who I'm facing at Spectacular, and like we already know where things and like how much I'm preparing and all that stuff, but like, yeah. Full transparency, I would have missed the first question.
I would have missed Ponodo's aid.
Yeah. But the Star Labuda one, I probably would have gotten to eventually.
If you would use the JTE.
If I used the JTE and sort of like deduced, like, all right, who are they asking about?
I would not have gotten Star Labuda. I guess the same thing as Alex.
Yeah, here's the thing, like, and we'll get to, I'll get to more of a point what I want to get to after we finish this. But like the Star Labuda one was like, yeah, she was in my notes, but not wouldn't be able to get to him with like this,
because of the B1 battle droids.
Because of the B1 battle droids number. It's like, what?
It's like 3, 4, 6.
How are we supposed to connect those two? Because there's a huge point. Star Labuda is
Depa
Balaba's sister. Have you included that in the question? It's like, oh yeah, Star Labuda.
Yeah.
So it's curious. It's like, why are we asking about the battle droid and not the more prevalent fact about Star
reason
Labuda?
About why maybe we'd be interested in knowing about her.
Exactly. It's like it's far more important that she's Depa Balaba's sister than, hey, she took down this one battle droid in the Pashanaki Arena. It's like, okay, because Marie got it based purely off of a guess.
Yeah, she did not seem like she was excited about her answer.
That's
just
only
turned
need
out
to
be
do
the right one.
Because she's like, is it this person?
Yeah.
Because Alex, when he turned his board around, he said
Boltar Swan.
Boltar
That's
Swan.
what I would have guessed.
And that's fully who when we were watching, it's like, I'm going through all these Jedi that I know. It's like, Boltar Swan's the only one, but she doesn't take down a battle. She doesn't take down a battle droid. And there's another one that I really don't know their name, and it's like Boltar Swan, because that's the only one that's jumping out at me right now.
Right.
And obviously it was wrong. Then when they said Star Labuda, I'm like, oh yeah, Star Labuda, but why a battle droid, not the more important information that would get you to that answer?
Yeah, so that's one thing I would love to ask some question writers with questions like that.
Yeah.
Especially Star Labuda.
Yeah. We'll get because there's another question that I'm.
Okay, yeah, let's actually.
Let's get through everything, and then I want to get to.
So yeah,
the
3
big
to 3.
Point that I want to get
round 2.
About.
Alex goes first. He spins wild card number 3, and it's opponent's choice.
I do like this chain of events because at this point of the game, why not? Let's let it ride.
So he spins wild card 3. It's opponent's choice, and he's like, listen, Marie, if you give me he wants the weird random off category.
Because we like
he goes,
weird.
Listen, if you give me spinner's choice, like you got 2 wild cards to choose from. It's either the weird one or spinner's choice. And if you give me spinner's choice, I will pick the other wild card to get the weird one. Love it. Because why not?
Why not? Yeah.
So she gives him wild card 2. It turns out to be the weird one. It wasn't super weird. It was just the random off category, and it was famous battles. And he did, another thing to talk about.
Yeah.
He had a 2-point miss with how many Jedi were tasked with rescuing Obi-Wan on Geonosis. He said 200. She said 210. They said that's incorrect. It's 212. She kind of seemed resigned to it.
Yeah.
And then Alex was
it.
like, you can challenge it. And then she goes, why not?
If I'm in the lunch, I'm like, no.
Come on, man.
Alex, man, come on, stop it.
So she challenged. They deliberated and they gave it to her.
Yeah.
I don't know that I agree with this ruling, if I'm being completely honest.
If I'm being completely honest, I think this is the incorrect ruling because the answer is 212.
Yeah. And she mentioned that it was on the Dragon Con entry exam, which I consequently have a screenshot that includes that question from the Dragon Con entry test.
Again, full transparency, when that test came out, we screenshotted like that could be a Schmoedown level question.
Anytime there was something that was
movie related
or something that seemed like it could be movie adjacent, I got endless screenshots on my phone from stuff like that, but I have so many screenshots from the Dragon Con entry quizzes.
Yeah.
And consequently, because
That
when
was one
she
of them.
mentioned that, I was like, oh, I wonder, could I have a screenshot of this? And I do. It's on my phone. But yeah, she mentioned that because the answer on the answer sheet was I almost said 2000.
Yeah.
212. She said 210 because she was thinking that the 212 included Obi-Wan and Anakin who were already on Geonosis, thus saying that the number deployed to Geonosis to rescue them was 210.
So yeah,
I understand the logic being used.
but it's like, so you're telling me that I can see the argument for Anakin because he wasn't on Geonosis he left Tatooine to rescue Obi-Wan.
But he went on his own.
He did it on his own.
He wasn't part of the task force.
And so minus Anakin, so you're telling me Obi-Wan was tasked with rescuing himself?
Yeah, because the thing I was asking you was like, was this like a standing contingent? Like a standing group that was just deployed in different places? Or was this formed with the sole purpose of going to Geonosis?
It was the sole purpose because that's what Yoda says, I'm going to go to Kamino to check out these clones.
Right.
And then Mace Windu is like, yeah, I'm going to take what Jedi we have left and go rescue Obi-Wan. And so that's 212, including Mace Windu.
Right.
It's 212 Jedi that show up at the Pachyrnaki Arena.
And assuming that this task force was formed at that time with this very purpose, it doesn't really make much sense for Obi-Wan to be included in the mix because he can't rescue himself. He was already on Geonosis. Why would he be included in that count? So, and also because that number has been in our brains for a while.
For a very long time.
So I'm not sure what happened, or I'm not trying to say that we're right, be all, end all, blah, blah, blah.
I just don't agree
I'm
with the
not sure
ruling.
what happened with the deliberation or what conversations took place. I'm not sure what happened, or what the conversations were that took place behind the scenes.
Yeah.
All I know is that if I was a line judge for this match, I would have overruled and said, no, I believe it is 212, and I don't believe that Obi-Wan and Anakin were factored into that number.
Yeah.
Or should be taken out of that number.
Yeah.
So it is what it is. I'm not Pablo Hidalgo. I don't care. And it's not like it really changed the course of the match.
Yeah. I mean, it was a 4-point swing. I mean, the way that the match ended up playing out anyways with how Alex ended his third round, it really didn't make a difference, but you never know, like maybe he would have gone in tied and stuff like that. So it's who knows?
But if everything had happened the same, it still would have been the same outcome. It just would have been by a lesser amount of points.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I mean, that's how I would have overruled it.
Yeah, I would too.
But it is what it is. It happened. Who knows? Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. Okay, so Marie goes. She spins away from The Force Awakens, and she gets Spinner's Choice. And it's not like she can go take a wild card. They're already friggin' gone. So she decides to take Rogue One. She goes to multiple choice one time on Saw Gerrera's causing the Alliance a great many problems with militancy. So by the end of round 2, it was 11-14 in favor of Marie. Round 3, 2-pointer for Alex, The Clone Wars.
What question did you get?
How many times are we going to ask these questions?
I don't know. I don't know why.
How many times? And you know what? Even if we went back and combed over every match, it might be like maybe 3 times.
I think it's around 4 times.
Still.
Including this one.
The fact that we're still asking about Sky Guy and Snips, but we asked about Sarla Buddha in round 1. And we're asking about Sky Guy for like the 20th time. It's funny to me.
It's
because
wild.
I know in the past we've kind of poked fun at Sky Guy and Snips being asked a couple times over. I got a Snips question in one of my matches, and I think I actually laughed at the question when it happened. So Ahsoka does not like Anakin referring to her as a youngling and responds back by calling him what nickname? You guessed it, it's Sky Guy.
You're stuck with me, Sky Guy.
Wow. Could you imagine if it comes up as spectacular for your
if I get that question as spectacular for one of my questions,
Snips or Sky Guy?
Snips or Sky Guy, I'm like, throw that out, please. Give me another question.
I would challenge that you gave me that question. Overrule me and give me a new question.
Throw it out.
Seriously though, I'm sure we're exaggerating. I'm sure it's probably got it. Well, it happened once in this match. I got one in one of my matches, and it had to have happened at least 2 or 3 times before that.
It came up three times before that.
Like there's
in
so
iteration
much
in iteration of Sky Guy or Snips, It's been asked like at least 5 times.
So much
like,
stuff in the Clone Wars to ask about.
It's like, come on.
Oh man,
There's more to the movie than you're stuck with me, Sky.
maybe
guy.
it's like a running joke with the
At this point, probably.
I don't know.
And of course, the one Clone War question that I got back when when I started was
like really difficult at the
12th
time.
minute out, yeah.
Which going back, it's like, how did we not have that in our notes? But at the time, it was like, what?
Yeah.
But yeah, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Sky Guy and Snips.
I will laugh if I get a Clone Wars question. It's 12th minute out.
I highly doubt that would happen.
No.
Not with something that memorable.
Maybe.
I highly doubt.
Maybe something surrounding that scene.
I don't know. 3-pointer for Alex. Weapons and tech. In The Phantom Menace, what is the name of the weapon used by members of the Gungan army consisting of a blue plasma energy ball?
Jaja.
Who's the Boomer? Got it. 2-pointer for Marie. Mixed bag.
Oh.
The Phantom Menace was nominated for how many Oscars? 3. She got it. 3-pointer for Marie. The Underworld. What 2 gangs of thugs confront Han Solo on his freighter in The Force Awakens? Contra Club and the Guavian Death Gang. Sarlafood in round 1. Pono Rose in round 1. Guavian Death Gang and Contra Club for 3-pointer in round 3.
Yeah.
5-pointer for Alex. Empire. What is the first name of Bespin Wingard Edian seen arresting stormtroopers? A sound guess by thinking, because one of Marie's questions was about Vast Vasper. So he went with Eddie Edian sound.
Yeah. Pretty good logic.
However, could you imagine? It was Isdam Edian. And with that, 16 and 19 in favor of Marie Wilson taking it home for her last match.
Yeah. I mean, first, before we move on, like, it is disappointing the last time we see Alex Damon is in a non-title match,
right?
And he goes out on a loss,
right.
And it's because where would the division be without Alex Damon? Like
probably not where it is.
Yeah, I've said this before. For the longest time, it was just all of us trying to catch him,
yeah,
and be the one to take it off of him.
Mm-hmm.
So it is a shame. It's like the last time we get to see him is in a digital match that's behind a paywall.
Yeah.
And it's not a title match. I would love to see Alex Damon go for it one more time.
Yeah.
At Spectacular, but it's the way the cards fell and the way that the season's going. And for all I know, he's probably like, I'm glad I'm not playing in a title match. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because we've talked to him several times. Like, yeah, I'm kind of glad it's just over because it's a lot, especially the way his channel is, and he's got to keep up with all things Star Wars, and he just doesn't have the time to dedicate to the Schmoedown as much as he wants. So it sucks.
I get it.
Yeah, I totally get it.
I get it too hard. I wish I didn't.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, going back to my thing before,
mm-hmm.
certain questions.
Yes.
Here and there. I would love to ask question writers, whoever comes up with whichever one, a question like Sarlabuda,
mm-hmm.
a question like is Dam Edian.
Yeah.
And there's several other ones that have happened in past matches too, that it's kind of like a why are we asking this?
Why ask
what
us
relevance does this have? Yes, fair game. It's
mm-hmm.
canon and in the movie. Absolutely. But it's like, why?
Yeah.
Why are we asking that when we haven't asked this?
Yeah, there's so many things that, because everybody's like, oh, Star Wars is such a unique thing, like you're gonna run out of questions. And we always say, no, you're not.
No, you're not.
Because like there are questions that it's like, what's the relevance of that? Why are we asking that? And then there are other questions like the Kylo Ren question with the helmet.
It's Saracen Iron, yeah.
Saracen Iron. Fantastic question. That's
great question.
One of the best questions I've ever heard in the Star Wars division. It's very difficult. It's relevant to the plot of the story and to the character itself, and it's right in front of your face.
Yep.
And and it's not said in the movie. And
no pun intended. Right in front of your face.
Yeah. And you have to go you have to research for that answer.
Absolutely.
Fantastic question. But then
that was one of the best questions I've ever heard.
But then there's a question like the one that Alex got. And my concern is with these questions is that they're looking, because the source material on this guy's name is in a visual dictionary that came out in 2016.
Look at me.
Something like that. It was so it came out after after Disney acquired the property. So it's canon.
Yeah. It's fair game.
Yeah, it's
absolutely.
fair. It's absolutely fair game.
But
my concern is that the writers are going into these dictionaries and like, that guy looks interesting. Let's ask about him. And not going back to seeing where they show up in the movie. Because I think what leads you to an answer, if I was writing questions, it should be the other way around. Look at the movie and go, hey, that guy has relevance to what's going on in the scene. Let's ask about him. His name is never said, or he only has a fleeting line. Ask about him that. And my concern is that they're doing it the other way around of, hey, that guy looks interesting. And then later going back and like, oh, he's only in like one scene, doesn't say anything, and he's gone in 2 seconds. And it's like, so why? Like the same thing with in the first round with Dimalata's sister. That has relevance, but you asked about her in a way that really it's like what would lead you to get to that answer. Because I think I talked to PJ about this, the way that questions are structured, especially 5-pointers, is that even if you don't know the answer right away, there's enough context clues for you to guess about the correct answer. There's no way I would have been able to get to that answer had the way it was structured.
Because there was only, as we mentioned before, 212 Jedi there.
Exactly. It's like, so,
and they were all fighting battle droids.
They're all fighting. It's like, so wait a minute. It was like,
and I'm supposed to know that one Jedi, and I'm supposed to know that one B1 battle droid's operating number.
Exactly. So I'm just saying, it's like, had you put the more prevalent information into the question, then it's like, oh yeah, that's right. The only reason I put her in my notes is because she's Dimalata's sister.
Yeah.
So it's like that's my concern with some of these questions. Is it's like,
well, and also let's make it clear that we're not trying to say that they're doing a bad job.
Yeah, no.
What we're saying is that personally, because we always said before we knew the Schmoedown was ending, we always, full disclosure, this is going to be our last year competing.
Yeah.
Before we knew the Schmoedown was ending, we both said to each other at the beginning of the year, like, we're retiring. This is our last year.
This is our last go.
And so what we always said was, okay, once we retire, and I've told PJ this many times, I would love to write Star Wars questions once we both retire. And because we assumed this would be our last year and then things would continue as normal as we all hoped and assumed it would.
Yeah.
But so we're not trying to say that they're doing a poor job. Not at all. We're not trying to say that it's a hard job.
Oh, yeah.
And somebody had to do it. What we're trying to say is that if we were question writers, because we were hoping to do that.
Yeah, we were hoping to, yeah.
I think our focus would be different. Our focus would be more like, yes. Because up until this year, I had never touched a visual dictionary. I did not. And I know a lot of people joke around about how it's a visual dictionary trivia Schmoedown. It's not even about the movie anymore. I never used a visual dictionary to study for this. Up until this year, I was like, you know what, maybe I should glance because it seems like they're really hitting them hard. But up until here, with your whole career in the Schmoedown, we had never used visual dictionaries.
Yeah. We'd go to the movies and exactly so the way that I study, it was like, that guy's interesting.
Let me go find out who he is.
Because it's like, hey, he's in front of my face. Like the way I always thought that I should study, and the question writers I assumed they were doing was they go to the movie. Hey, let's ask about that guy. So yeah. And I was just concerned that like they're just making these questions just for the pure sake of being difficult.
Yeah, because my concern would be opening up a visual dictionary. And again, we're talking out of our butts here. Yeah. I don't know how they go about getting the questions. I don't know. They might not even have visual dictionaries. I don't know. I'm talking out of my absolute butt here. But if somebody is using a visual dictionary to write questions, do you know how easy it would be to be like,
yeah.
That looks hard.
And
then you write a question about it, and then you go to find out that they're not even in the movie. Or like I was looking at The Last Jedi visual dictionary. There's pages of stuff in there from deleted scenes. Those are not fair game for the Schmoedown because they're deleted scenes. But if you weren't paying attention or you weren't super familiar with Star Wars, you've only seen The Last Jedi a time or two, and you were like, that one friggin' guy from that deleted spa scene from Canto Bite or whatever.
Yeah.
And you're like, yeah, he looks interesting. Or yeah, I know he's got a cult following, or he's got an action figure. And then you go write a question about him, and then you go to find out, oh,
he's not even in the movie.
Was never even in the movie.
Yeah.
So yeah. It's just if we would have had the opportunity to be question writers, I feel like our questions would have had a different focus to them, because it would have all of our questions start with watching the movie and going, what's that? And then
what's that about?
You look it up, and then that leads to looking this and looking up that and looking up that.
And and we've done this several times where we're like, hey, that's interesting, and then we end up on a certain different thing. It's like, oh yeah, that's right. I remember seeing him, or I remember seeing that, or I remember that, and then it's like, then we add 3 different things to our notes.
And then most of the time when we were led to like, oh, this led me to that, which led me to that, which led me to that. And I go, wait a minute, that's right. We would always go back to the scene and go, oh my God, it's right there in front of our stupid faces.
Yeah.
So, I would love to ask a question writer, like, what led you to this question? Something had to have led you here.
Yeah.
How did you find this name? Why? There was another well, whatever. I would always wonder what led you to Star Labuda? What led you to that B1 Battle Droid's number? What led you to a couple of different questions that over the years we've been like, where did they get that from?
Yeah.
So I would love to know, because I know how we went out, because we've written thousands upon thousands upon thousands upon thousands of questions for each other. And I know our formula, but I'm just curious how the question writers came up with Star Wars questions, considering that, I'm assuming there are some people that aren't like at the level of Star Wars-ness as you guys. But yeah, I've always wondered, like, where did you get that from and why'd you ask about it? Yeah. Because, like, I don't know. Do you care if I give another example of a character from Who Cares?
It's coming to an end. So
it's coming to an end.
I think in our Goodbye show, we'll like divulge our study tactics.
We'll do stuff like that.
We'll do stuff like that.
But yeah, when they asked about Isdam Edian, first of all, who even knows if I'm saying that right? Yeah. But it was like, why? Why are you there's only one reason that I could think that maybe they asked about that guy. And it was because after looking him up, after watching the match, I saw behind the scenes, he happened to be a stand-in for Billy D. Williams at one point in 5 and 6 or one of the two or both. Yeah. Maybe that's why. But also, if that's why, maybe include it in the question. Yeah. But we listened to that question. It's like, why are we asking about one random Bespin Wingard when in that same setting you got a bad guy played by the guy that plays Boba Fett? Yeah. And he's playing another character, the guy that uses Leia as a human shield. Yeah. That's Boba Fett. Yeah. And right there. Yeah. Why are we asking about a Bespin Wingard and not Boba Fett playing another character using Leia? I mean, he didn't say anything, but he definitely did something. Or he tried to. But yeah, it's kind of interesting, fascinating to me. I wonder, what made you ask about that and not that?
When that guy's right in front of you and has clear connections, and there's a huge trivia thing behind it. It's like, oh, the only reason he's playing him because the guy that was on the call sheet didn't show up that day, and it's like Jeremy's like, hey, yeah, I'll do it. Yeah, I want people to see my face. Yeah, so I just those kinds of things I find interesting. I just really wonder what led them to that. You know, again. Yeah, I'm not
trying to say anything bad about the question writers. Please,
we're not saying that. It's just I'm curious. Like I have concerns, and I'm curious of like why are we asking about this when there's other things?
I wouldn't say concerns. I would just
what I mean. It's like it's interesting. It's like what led you to that? Like why are we?
Yeah, I would love to know.
There's
a handful of questions that I would love to go back and rewatch some matches and write them down and be like, whoa, how'd you get there? Yeah. Why'd you? What? Why? Why are you asking about Life Zone? Where'd you get that from? Yeah. How'd you find that? Why? So yeah, there's certain things that I would just love to know how you got there. Not because I'm like pissed or anything, but like how'd you get there? Because it would have been interesting if we had ended up retiring and writing questions, but here we are. Plans have changed, circumstances change.
Circumstances change.
Yeah. So,
this was an interesting
before we incriminate ourselves any further and get in trouble.
don't want to get in trouble.
Shut up, stupid.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, got it. Yeah, it's not that they're doing a bad job. We just would have a different focus and we'd have a different method to our madness.
Yeah, it is difficult sometimes because like even when we're writing questions for each other, it's like, what do we ask? Like, how do we? Because we want to ask relevant, difficult questions to each other, but then it's like, where do I start? What do I want to ask you about? And it is a difficult job to write questions for any division.
Ooh. Oh, you're so popular.
That's a spam call.
Oh, never mind. Yeah. Buy our car insurance. Refinance your freaking mortgage.
Your extended warranty is expired. It's like, on a car that I don't own anymore.
Thanks, guys. Highly useful. But yeah. Because we could go, as if you guys don't already know, we could go on and on and on about the Star Wars division for a lot of different reasons. Yeah. So heading into basically Collision.
Yeah, but I do want, before that we go into the Collision matches, I want to reiterate that it is a shame that we don't get to see more of Marie. Yeah. I really wanted to see her go into a tournament this year. I really want to see her try to go for a title shot, but it's just a shame that we so many different circumstances happen for everything this year. So
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, the saving grace is that we can at least see her in Dragon Con.
yeah,
Because we know she's going to come back for that. How could you be?
she's got to defend her title.
Exactly. Well, there you go. Exactly. So at least if you still want to, scratch your Marie itch, she's going to be competing in Dragon Con, I'm sure.
Yeah.
So just go find her there. I'm sure she'll be there. And I don't know, Alex, maybe Molly.
Yeah, Alex, they said they always compete every year. So
Maybe we can convince Gold Leader to go throw his hat in the ring.
I think he said he wanted to.
His jacket in the ring.
I think I said he wanted to. I'll never try to put my hat in that ring. I'll take
I would never.
I'll take the entrance exam, but like if I make it to Fountain Table, it's like give it to somebody else because I don't want to embarrass
And
myself.
the only reason I would ever luck my way into making it would be because they give you multiple choice on like basic almost every question.
I would,
if I just had a really good guess.
if I'm feeling spicy, maybe if we can make it out to DragonCon one year, maybe I'll try to do it. But like I just don't like I said, when I'm done with trivia, I want to be done with trivia. I want to focus on other things.
Well, and also, I mean, I'm just wildly unprepared for Dragon Con considering I haven't seen anything but the movies, basically.
Yeah, movies, books, comic books, video games. It's like I don't have the time for all that. So when I'm done with trivia,
you can keep all that.
You can keep it.
I'll cheer you on, guys, but you can keep that. Yeah. No thanks. So moving, and also Alex. I mean, I feel like once everything wraps up, I feel like we'll have a special segment for Star Wars. How could we friggin' not?
Yeah.
Where we kind of, because I mean, there's so much to say about Alex. There's so much to say about Marie.
Yeah.
But yeah.
It's just bittersweet. It's like, oh, we do get to see them for one final time, but it's like, I really wanted it to be either in a studio or a title match or, some kind of special thing to, the guy that made the division what it is.
Yeah, exactly. And also, I feel like, I don't know, once it's coming to an end, how hard are you going at the books?
Yeah.
Who knows?
It is hard to motivate yourself to get ready for these high profile matches when it's like, oh, this is it.
Yeah. And especially if it's a regulation match and you already know that there already is a path for the belt. Mm-hmm. That's why you go into it like, well, I'm just going to have fun, which is what we got.
Well, yeah, it was a very fun match.
Yeah, very fun. Lots of unexpected things happening. 3-3 out of round one with 2 top tier Dragon Con and Schmoedown players. I mean, good Lord. That was a brutal round one. Yeah. I have no problem admitting that. But yeah. Yeah. Yeah, we'll have a lot more to say once we do our wrap up everything.
Yeah.
My God, we could probably go on for hours and hours and hours about the whole thing. Collision, kind of. Yeah. We have a opening scene, which was one of my favorite scenes to date. One of my favorite scenes that we have gotten. We get Adam Collins, the coyote. He's dancing. I forget exactly what he was doing, but it was very very dad-like, I feel.
Dad energy.
Hard dad energy, And so he's dancing, getting his groove on as one does. Yeah. Next thing you know, JTE walks in. And I also have to say, I am loving this JTE persona. I don't even know how to describe it, but it's everything. The fit, as the kids say. The fit be slapping. Fire.
I don't know if that's what they say. It changes every week, apparently.
It's fire. It smacks. It slaps. And it's high key. Not mid. Above mid. I feel like I should write down a bunch of Gen Z words and then try to work them into my everyday vernacular.
There's no point because by the time you get them into your vernacular, it changes.
Mid. But yeah. JT walks in and he's all like, how dare you come in here and steal my thunder? And Collins is like, what are you talking about? I already won the singles belt.
Yeah. kind
of thing. He goes, no, not that.
These moves.
These moves. And next thing you know, JTE is dancing. He's got his pimp cane. his I don't even know.
Cool man stick.
Man stick.
Cool walking stick, I should say. Sorry.
Oh God.
Gotta be my own man.
But yeah, he's they start dancing. And they're dancing at each other, a little bit on each other. It's wild. And it was amazing. I was watching, jaw on the floor, this is one of the best things I think I've ever laid eyes on. This is amazing. Want to make it into gotta make it into a GIF or something. I don't know. It was great. And then the next thing you know, Preston and Oyama come in, their respective teammates. And I thought that they were going to come in and be like, no, break it up. They come in, they're like, yeah, like cheer on. Hell yeah, exactly. They're cheering him on. And, it's wild. I wish they would have turned on the lights, maybe a little disco ball or something. But, things got a little heated. Then they did break it up. And Preston's like, you know what, man? I can't stop him. I can only hope to contain him. Which I thought I could not stop laughing at that either. That was amazing. And they're like, well, you know what? We're not going to sell it like this. We're going to settle in the ring. Mm. Challenge to a match. Here you go. We got ourselves a teams match. We got ourselves the movement representing the fan favorites. And that's, of course, THE, the Paul Preston, and Little Evil JTE going up against Coast to Coast representing Swag. And that is, of course, Paul, Set Your Clocks, Primetime Oyama, and Adam the Coyote Collins. Ow! Oh, man.
I do like that Adam clip that out and put it on Twitter. That was fun.
So good. I don't know if there's any possible chance that Adam will be playing a spectacular, but if he do, you know what to do, my man. You know what to do, my man. Just find a way to get on that stage, even if you're not playing. Just one last round for the Coyote. Wow! So round one, JTE misses a question about Paddington. Never seen it, but everybody seems
I heard they're good movies.
over this movie.
Yeah, I heard they're good movies.
It's an animated bear in a raincoat. Am I wrong?
No, you're not wrong.
Why does everybody piss over it?
I think there's a huge following, and the movies are good, I hear. So,
okay, well, I'll take your word for it. He also missed a question about Lee Wanell, who, if I'm not mistaken, horror guy.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think he's a director, but also he was one of the guys in the first Saw. Not the guy who cut his foot off. No. The other guy cut his foot off. Mm-hmm. Carrie Ellis.
Yeah, Ellis.
The other guy.
Yeah.
With the white t-shirt. Well, I think they're both wearing white. I don't know. It's been a while since I've seen Saw, but I always thought it was fun.
Amazing.
I am not a horror person, but that first one.
No, that first one was groundbreaking.
When that twist came at the end, I'm like, what am I watching right now? Oh my God. But yeah, when I found out that Lee Wanell was like a director or whatever, and I was like, oh, that's him?
Yeah.
Okay, good for him. And then he missade something about Stir of Echoes.
He was the writer. I think he was the writer.
I don't know if he's a director or a writer. I just know that he does he does something.
I think he wrote Saw. I'm not sure.
I don't know. He missed something about Stir of Echoes too. Oyama, Collins, and Preston all got perfect rounds though. And they all got the bonus. So by the end of round one, it's 18-22 in favor of Coast to Coast. Round two, the movement goes first. They spin Ed Harris. And like Marker Andrew on the desk said, somewhere PLD got his wings. And the name Ed Harris is now synonymous with PLD, always and forever.
I do like how, if newer fans come in and it's like oh,
who's PLD? Who's Paul Denuzio? Why do we keep talking about this guy anytime Ed Harris comes?
Shut your face.
Check yourself before you wreck yourself. Okay?
Talking about one of the best.
One of the realest. You know what I'm saying? So they get Ed Harris. I wish we could have gotten a PLD Ed Harris exhibition match. Maybe just against himself. Maybe just to see how he would do.
Yeah, just like how many can you get out of like an Iron Man match? Like
just PLD, him, a camera, bottle of whiskey, and then somebody asking him questions.
Yeah.
PLD, maybe PJ could just ask him questions.
I'd like to see it.
Thank you.
Just like an Iron Man match by himself, right?
Could you imagine speed round alone? It's Ed Harris. He was a Truman Show.
Well, you could do that. Just answer it as quick as you can. Try to get as many in 2 minutes.
If it takes you more than
15 seconds to answer the question.
I was gonna say more like 4 or 5, but okay.
Yeah.
15 is the norm. Much to PLD's enjoyment, they got a perfect round 2. Coast to Coast goes. They spin away from Worlds of Marvel. Interesting, because we were like, two IG competitors,
players,
right? But I'm sure there was strategery going into that. But they did spin again, and they got Worlds of Marvel again. So it was in the cards, They went to multiple choice one time, missed it. It did get stolen. The coin.
Oh my God! That's like, guys.
Yeah.
It's the coin is such a huge plot point.
I remember that.
It's such. I
did not remember the guy's name was Sebastian Shaw though.
Yeah,
that's Darth Vader.
But the coin. It's like. It was a thing that you got to move the coin or I'm going to kill your mother type of thing. You don't remember that?
No, I don't remember the
Yeah,
killing
so
the
like
mother
he
part.
gave him the coin because he
I
couldn't
just
do
remember
it.
the coin.
Yeah.
Wasn't it Kevin Bacon?
Yes.
Was he the guy that got the coin in his head?
Yeah. He was
Spoilers.
Sebastian. Sorry. But like, you know, he had been dreaming about that entire life. That's the way he's gonna kill him. And like, cause you see,
With a coin?
Yeah, for the coin. Because you remember when fast forward after that scene.
Whatever you're about to say, no, I don't remember it.
Oh man, it's such a good movie. First Class.
I
Oh, my
enjoyed
God.
it. I just don't remember much about it. I
I
remember
do-
that the girl was made out of diamonds, and he put a penny
Yeah.
in Kevin Bacon's head, and he died.
Yeah.
They're on a boat.
No, they were in a submarine. That was short.
Potato. They're
Yeah.
in the water in a vessel of some sort.
No, it was short because they pulled it out of and it was on the thing.
Was that the same one where there was like basically like college kid freshman X-Men like let's showcase our powers for each other. Woo! Was
Yeah.
it the same one?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I remember that. Guy turns into stone.
Yeah, because he's a survivor, but he ends up.
Guy yells really loud.
Yeah, Banshee.
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
that's all I remember. Magneto went for a jolly run with somebody outside the school.
Run.
Didn't he go for like an exercise or a run?
Well, he turned a satellite dish because he unlocked him. You remember that when Xavier unlocked his mind?
No,
You don't remember that?
no.
Good movie.
I sure don't. Good movie. Just don't remember it.
Should we watch it? It's on Disney Plus now.
Maybe. I gotta watch Star Wars. That's all I'm programmed to do. I don't know how to watch
Andor's
anything
coming out in
else.
September.
Oh
Ooh,
my
that
God.
trailer. 3-episode premiere.
Oh man.
Woo.
Okay, so yeah, they got it stolen. 28-30 in favor of Coast to Coast. Round 3. 2 point for the movement. Sly and Arnie. JTE takes it. Naturally.
Yeah.
In what Rocky film will you see Sylvester Stallone going against Clubber Lang, played by Mr. T?
Pitiful.
Rocky Tree. Got it. 2 for Coast to Coast. Biopics. Adam takes it. Who stars as real-life astronaut Neil Armstrong in the 2018 biopic First Man, directed by Damien Chazelle?
Ryan Gosling.
Ryan Gosling.
Good movie.
Got it. Never seen it.
Kind of slow burn type of movie, slower pace, but I really enjoyed it.
Word? Float in space?
Yeah, it goes to the moon.
It would make sense for a Neil Armstrong movie, yeah.
Well, most of the movies on Earth and him training, getting ready for the
Did they
the
eat
mission.
freeze-dried ice cream?
I don't remember, but most of it is just him training, getting ready for the mission to the moon.
Word. 3 for the movement. Preston takes it, of course. Matt and Ben.
Yeah.
To date, Ben Affleck has directed 4 films. What is the third film in his directing career that featured performances from Richard Kind and Rory Cochrane? If I'm not mistaken, in the post-match interview, I think
He said he heard Matt Damon.
he heard Matt Damon, and he was like, I can't think of anything. That's rough.
Yeah, it happens a lot with competitors sometimes where you just lock. Because I think he heard the category Matt Damon and Matt and Ben, and his head just locked onto Matt
Stopped
Damon.
at Matt.
Yeah, stopped at Matt Damon, and then you heard the rest of the questions like, Matt Damon directed
And
3
I
movies?
think he was thinking, there's no way in hell I'm going to pull this. Why am I going to burn the last JTE?
Yeah.
When, had he done it,
he
he might have heard it differently. Been like, oh, wait a minute, Ben Affleck?
yeah.
Who knows? It was Argo. He missed it.
Yeah.
5 for the movement. Dramas. Which Oscar-winning actress stars in the 1993 drama A Home of Our Own as a single mother of 6? Props. Who struggles to find a permanent living situation for her family? Kathy Bates. They missed it. So with that, 31-32 in favor of Coast to Coast. Space Ghost. Wow, would you look at that? I don't know if you guys heard that I got a text message just now, but that was from a very important Schmoedown competitor, if I do say so myself.
Dropping names over here.
Let me-
Little Miss
let me-
Demi over here.
Let me adjust my glasses and read this text message. Oh, hey, Kevin the Smash Smets.
Get out of my...
What's up, my man? I'm sorry you don't have a text with Kevin, but I do, so no big deal. But also, it is.
Christian Harloff calls me every once in a while.
Hey, it's Smash. Hey, man, it's me. Wow. I'll reply to him later because I want to give him a heartfelt thought because that's, when you hear your family. So
Ohana means family.
Ohana means family.
I got family. I don't got
Wow,
friends. I
that
got
was-
family.
That was refreshing to get a text from Kevin Smets. Man, that was great. Man, cool.
Harloff called me about Star Wars the other night.
I talked to him too, though. So, wow, that text from Kevin Smets really just threw off my train of thought. The end of that match, coast to coast, space goes coast to coast. You watched that, right?
Yeah.
What a weird show that was.
Oh, I loved it.
It was so weird.
There's another show that spinned off of that. I can't remember what it was called.
Was it from Brack, or was that his name?
Yeah. No, there's another one. There's like 2 other shows that spun off of that. Like I loved Brad because there's this one. I had the album where What Happened to the Water. You remember that? What happened to the water, the water, the water.
That sounds familiar. I remember there being an album.
Where are my other millennials at?
I remember there being an album, but I can't think of any of the songs.
That's the only song I remember is What Happened to the Water because it was so ridiculous.
I feel like there was another song, but I don't know. Now I have to go look it up later.
Yeah.
Because I'm always chasing that nostalgia high of like the early 90s when, you know, my heart and soul formed.
We just got Paramount Plus and we watched
Exactly.
We watched all of that.
We watched an episode of all that.
Like, oh my God.
And I just went, wow, I feel so warm and safe right now.
And it's like the writing. Oh my God, what a 12-year-old write this.
But I laughed at it. I still laughed at it.
We watched like the break with PRS Cargo. I remember those being longer.
It was literally like 15 seconds.
It was 15 seconds.
Sketch.
Like, what happened to the rest of them?
Like, I thought that sketch at least lasted for 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Nope. He had like 3 or so lines
Yeah.
that he would say in terrible French and then just say some random translation.
And that was it. It's like, I
Still a
remember
good
this
time.
being longer. Oh, well.
I watched it a day ago. Still laughed at it. But yeah, I'm a 34-year-old lady, and I actually legitimately laughed at one of those things. It was that one sketch about that one kid,
Oh, the detective.
Josh Server. Remember that kid? Just watching the intro again and seeing them all like slow-mo jump and like at the camera, I was like, wow, this just feels good.
Yeah, when the PRS like with Pierre Escargot. It was like, oh, you just flowed right into it. It was like never it was yesterday.
That like everyday advice with Lori Beth Denberg.
Yeah.
It's like, wow, I feel so safe right now. It felt so good.
Such a simpler time.
There are some, we didn't get Paramount Plus. My parents gave me their login because they were like,
Who pays for their own logins now?
everybody shares everything.
Yeah.
And I just mentioned that I might want to watch Big Brother. My mom's like, here's our Paramount password.
Well, and there's Nickelodeon there too, so our daughter's watching it right now.
And they have like retro stuff.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my God. Yes, please. I'm always chasing that
I
high.
watched Top Gun on it.
That nostalgia high. Pass.
Watch a
Hard
couple
pass.
Star Trek shows that I've been
Harder pass. I'd rather watch Top Gun. How many Top Guns are there now? 3? 4? 2?
Only 2.
2.
There's only 2.
The first one with volleyball.
Yeah.
And the second one has volleyball. No,
And the second one is football.
football. And that's the one where he's like, and everybody's like freaking out over him.
Yeah.
I gotta watch that scene and see what all the hubbub is about
Well,
because
I think
I
it drops-
guarantee it's
It might drop soon.
not as great as
I
everybody.
do want to watch it because like I have to watch it because I think another Andrew in the alternate universe is a fighter pilot because
an X-wing pilot.
yeah.
Nice. Yeah, no. After seeing everybody like gas this guy up, I'm just like, I know if I watch a scene, I want to be like, and like when I finally watched Game of Thrones and the Red Wedding happened, I was like,
You were more.
and
You were.
that got hyped up so much,
Yeah.
and I'm like, yeah, everybody dies in this show. Like, what am I? How am I
I
supposed
do
to be
remember
like?
you being more heartbroken over Ned dying than.
Oh, I cried.
Yeah.
Spoilies.
Yeah.
Well, that happened early on.
That was first season.
But I remember everybody was like, oh my God, the Red Wedding. And I watched it. I'm like, yeah. Okay. Everybody dies all the time in this show.
Got no heart over here.
Well, the worst part was
That was
that's
always
pretty hard to watch. But
That's
like the
always hard
rest
to
of it,
watch.
I was like, and what? They all sucked. They probably should have died anyway. Not her. Not any of the Starks. But who was holding that dinner, they all sucked anyway. I just remember being so underwhelmed by the Red Wedding. I was like, wow, that was really a lot of buildup for like no payoff.
You didn't watch it cold like I did because you had.
No, I wish I would have.
If you watched it cold, you would have been
Would you look at that? Thank you, Kevin Smets. Wow. What a good guy. Love that guy. Man, when you are in the dungeon, you are family. When you hear your family, was that Carabas? Olive Garden? Olive Garden?
I think it's Olive Garden.
Maybe. I don't know if Carabas has a catchphrase. Wow, we've really gotten off track
It might be Carabas. I'm not sure. Anyways,
Coast always trying to catch that early 90s nostalgia high is what I'm trying to say. That's what I'm always trying to do. My goal is to one day have a birthday party with our friends where we have fruit roll-ups and Dunkaroos and
just going to Sugar High and just
yes. And I put some vodka in a Surge and I drink it or a Capri Sun or something.
Why would you
I don't know, because I'm an adult now and I can. Those are the kind of things that I want to do. And then I want to have like music videos like this is how we do.
Oh yeah, that's my karaoke song
like
right there.
that's what I want to do. I want to have a 90s theme party and just relive our glory days, you know? Anyways, this was a good match. This was a close match.
Yes, it was a very close match.
What I was expecting.
It was uncharacteristic of JTE to miss 3 in the first.
Yes, that I was unexpecting. Yes,
yeah, that was unexpected.
Right.
But for the most part, it really just came down to that 3 and the 5 in the last round.
Yeah.
So
well, I mean, you could pinpoint that to it came down to those, but it also could have come down to
it's
an
just,
extra 3 points and a bonus in round 1.
It really, I think, it really came down to that the movement wasn't on their best, didn't have their best game to show for this time around, and then Coast to Coast was just on their game.
Yeah,
because they didn't miss anything. I don't think, right?
No, they got perfect round 1. They went to multiple choice, but they missed the multiple choice.
Oh yeah, sorry. So they missed one question in the entire match.
Yeah.
So they're on top of their game, and then like I said, when you were going up against 2 former singles champions, you got to be on top of your game, and to miss 3 in the first and your 3 and your 5, it's like
yeah,
it's a rough go at the office, but like.
And also, I feel like Paul Preston just one of those people. He played great. He got perfect round 1, perfect round 2.
I will say this to the ends of the earth, and especially now that the show's ending, that like there are just some players that just can't catch a break. Paul Preston is at the top of that list. Barbarian is at the top of that list.
Yeah,
it's just they can't seem to catch a break because Paul Preston was this close to winning free for all. That close. He can't. There's so many times that like God, this guy's going to be a champ at some point, and it's just he just never got the breaks, and like it just happened over. It's just everybody has their curse in the Schmoedown, and
yeah.
Paul Preston is just one of those. It was like you couldn't get there for some whatever reason. It's just couldn't catch a break.
God, the more we talk about it ending, the more sad I get because this
was a dangerous team.
Yeah, this was a dangerous team. I just wish we could have gotten. I don't know. Like I just wish Paul could have had more time, more chances because I feel like he had a hard time catching that break and he never really did.
And last season, like I don't think the digital era he just didn't vibe with digital. It just wasn't his platform. Like in studio is where he thrived.
I mean, he's a stand-up comedian. He thrives in front of the audience. I'm sure he thrives off of that like live energy. And JTE, one of the greatest teams players of all time, no doubt about that.
Yeah.
It just was like you said, it was just a bad day at the office, which happens to, I don't know, everybody. As long as you stay in that office long enough, you're going to have a bad day at some point.
There's going to be a day where you get the questions like, what?
Exactly. Yeah. So, and this just happened to be one of those days for JTE, unfortunately. And on the front half, it was JTE missing 3 questions round 2. And in the back half, it was the fact that Paul missed a 3 and then together they both missed the 5. Uncharacteristic, but it happens, as we are going to find out later too. But it happens to the best of them, the best of us, if you will. So, yeah.
Yeah. And I don't know what happens. Again, the teams division is so like, what's going on?
Spicy.
It's been like really weird. Like, where do these next team matches look like, and where do they lead? Because I have no idea what the teams match is going to look like at Spectacular.
Exactly, because like we've said a million times, we got Shazam with that rubber match, so we don't know. Maybe there will be King Arthur. There's limited time, and there's only one more teams match on the schedule that was released. That was a TBA versus TBA or TBD, whatever the letters are. To be announced, to be determined. Do we know?
I don't. We have an idea of one half of that, but we have no idea who they're facing.
Yes. So I don't know. I was thinking, is there some kind of defense that King Arthur would have to have in between now and Spectacular? And then maybe whoever wins that will go against Shazam for the rubber match. That's the thing. Yeah. I don't know that we have the time for that. So I don't really know. I don't know. But yeah, the teams division has been insane this year with the level of competition that has just really stepped up. And it's a shame that we don't get to see it play out more because I think given like another season or so, I was hoping that Preston would really hit his stride, whether it be in singles or teams, because dude knows a lot about movies.
He loves a lot.
So, and then JTE, I mean, we know what the dude can do and has done.
Yeah.
So there's not too much to say about him that hasn't already been said.
Yeah. It's just unfortunate. This is probably the last we'll see of them.
I know.
So.
But on the other hand, we have Coast to Coast here with a win. So
3-0.
Do they do a thing now? What do they do?
I don't know.
Mean something? I don't know. So yeah, 3-0.
Mm-hmm. What happens? I don't know what happens.
Two absolute top tier competitors. And we've seen them both do great things with other teams.
Yeah.
And then we've seen them both together now go 3-0. It would be a crime to not see them get to go for it at least once, but limited time left. What are we going to do?
Yeah. I mean, who knows? Maybe it's like, oh, well, you're 3-0. We need a title match. We need some kind of match at Spectacular.
Yeah.
Go against King Arthur. I don't know. And then it's like, well,
then what are you going to do with Shazam?
You can't leave Shazam out. You can't leave Shazam out of the picture.
Unless they want to just give it up, which I can't see that.
Yeah.
But you never
There's
know.
so many question marks going into to Spectacular.
Yeah.
I mean, the only first certain that we know of at the moment, like we said before, Star Wars is...
That's been laid out for a bit.
Yeah, it's been laid out for a bit. But like there's a couple of like scenarios that might happen with different divisions. Like we'll see what happens.
No idea.
Yeah.
So
good match.
Oh, excellent match.
Excellent match. We'll see what's in store for Coast to Coast. I would hate it if it's the last we see of them. That would suck if it's the last time we see them. 3-0. Well, undefeated team.
That suck.
Yeah.
I mean, good way to go out.
Yeah.
But to go out prematurely without,
Yeah.
But we'll see. So after that, we had a little cutscene. We had Kevin Smasher Smets, who I just got some pretty heartfelt text from. And him and Kaiser talking about how Parker is lost. He's not who he used to be. He's not the man he used to be. And Kaiser's all like, well, because Smets seemed to be a little disillusioned about, he seems lost. That's not my friend. He used to be my brother and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And Kaiser's all like, that ain't the kid you used to know. All right. Kate's over here. And I heard that all she does, she feeds him nothing but Oscar Mayer bologna. So his brain is mush. Kaiser's hilarious. Hilarious. Anytime he says something like that, I just lose it. Parker walks in and he says, hey, Kevy boy, better hold on to that belt real tight because in the next couple minutes, I'm going to take it. And he leaves. And then that leads us right into our overcard. Very heated match here. Bad blood. We've got the Den going against the Dungeon. We've got Robert the Spider Parker going up against Kevin the Smasher Smets.
Smash him.
Round one. We got a 5-rounder here, ladies and gents.
Oh, that's right.
We got ourselves a title match. Round one.
Extra long episode today, ladies and gents, and everybody in between.
Got to make it all count heading in here to the final stretch. Round one. They both submit a question about the two towers.
Which I got right.
Of metal and wheels.
Put me in, coach.
You did. I'm proud of you.
Wheels.
Parker.
I always remember, I think the reason that stuck in my head is like, why metal and wheels? Like, it's such a weird thing.
That is a weird...
It's a weird line.
Insult.
I think that's why it's
I don't know if it's supposed to be an insult, but yeah, it's just kind of...
Well, because I think it alludes to machinery when they're trees. So, yeah. That's the only reason it stuck in my head.
Sick comeback, bro. Parker challenged a question that Smets answered.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
The answer to the question was RoboCop. But, because they were like, what movie, starts with this line?
Yeah.
And Parker was like, RoboCop, parentheses, 1987 or whatever it was. And then Smets was like, RoboCop. And they were ready to accept both. Parker immediately called in Ben Bateman, who was a stand-in manager that day. And absolutely they challenged, especially with Ben Bateman in the corner.
Yeah.
And they were saying, there's two different movies, both called RoboCop. So he should have specified. I did. He didn't. And Kevin was like, well, when it was released, that's how it was released. It was released as RoboCop, nothing different. I understand both sides.
I understand both sides, but had I started with Parker because specificity matters here. Because since there are two movies that are titled RoboCop, you have to specify which one you're talking about.
How dare you?
I know. I get that. It's like,
No, I understand what you're saying.
But like, they ruled it just like, oh, we're not going to take away the challenge because yada, yada, yada. But like, I'm on the side of like, you have to be specific in your answer right here.
Considering there are two movies.
Since there are two movies with the same name, you have to specify. If we're going to get all caught up with in the articles, we have to be specific about which movie you're talking about.
So the ruling came back, and Mark Ellis, if we've said it a million times,
he's professional on the desk, man.
He explains it so well.
Yeah.
But he basically said, okay, your challenge is kind of overruled. We're going to give the point to Kevin, or not give it. We're going to let him keep that point. But we're also, even though it was kind of overruled, we're not going to take away Parker's challenge.
Yeah, because we would have accepted both answers. So yeah.
Kind of a wash. Just kind of ruffled some feathers, maybe. They both missed a question about the Crow and then something about the Fantastic Four. So tied at the end of round 1, 7-7. Round 2, Parker goes first. He spins animated, sticks with it. Curious. Perfect round 2. Curious. One of my favorite lines.
Ooh.
Not a lot. Well, it's a Parker,
Ooh, I got
but it's
paid.
not Kevin. But like, that's one of my favorite exchanges in all of Star Wars. That you ever been as far as the
Curious.
interior of Coruscant?
Once or twice. Recently. Possibly.
Love. Curious.
Have you ever met Sifo-Dyas? Never heard of him.
Yes. One of my favorite exchanges, that curious line.
Well, it's like
his face, the way he says
yeah,
it.
I get what they're trying to. This is why like George directing styles, that scene should be more tense because that's the way they're playing it out. It's like they're playing this like game of cat and mouse. Like he's trying to goad him to say one thing, and there's like curious.
But the way he like delivers it, he's just Obi-Wan's so sassy, and I love it. My other favorite sassy Obi-Wan moment is
Should
you
I
ever
have
heard of the Millennium Falcon? Should I have? What am I, an idiot? Should I have? It's one of my other favorite Obi-Wan moments. He's so sassy. Perfect round 2. Smets goes. He spins away from who said it. Parker called him a coward, which I think is funny, and I'll tell you why in a minute. But he spins away from who said it, and he gets Alien and Predator. Multiple choice one time. It was missed, but it also wasn't stolen. How many kids does somebody have or whatever?
Oh yeah, there was 2. So yeah, they both
Sandwiched it.
Yeah, sandwiched it. Yeah.
So with that, 15-17 in favor of Parker heading into round 3, which is of course the betting round. We got ourselves a 5-rounder here. Parker goes. And the reason I think it was funny that he called Smets a coward for spinning away from who said it is because he also spun away from who said it in the betting round.
Yeah.
Funny how things
I did like
out
the
that
trash
way.
talk around trash talk.
Oh yeah, it's a
around-
number.
Yeah, it's a
That
number.
was very funny.
Yeah.
I laughed a lot at that. That was very funny. Yeah, there was a lot of great smack talk. Okay, maybe we'll get back to that after the match is over. But yes, Parker, funnily enough, spins away from who said it. Funny how things happen like that. And he gets Alien and Predator. They both bet 3. No shock. They both got it. Also no shock. 18-20 in favor of Parker. Heading into the speed round, round 4. Smets unfortunately missed 2. Parker
jumping the
got
gun, yeah.
2, but they both yielded on 1. So the gap widens a bit. At the end of round 4, it's 16-22 now in favor of Parker.
Ooh.
Round 5. 2-pointer for Smets. Animated. In the features of Tintin, what is the name of Tintin's pet dog? Snowy. He got it. 3-pointer for Smets. Star Wars.
Hey.
Max von Sydow plays a retired adventurer on Jakku in The Force Awakens. What is his name? My guy, Lor Santeca.
Santeca.
Got it. 5-pointer for Smets. Graphic novels. In V for Vendetta, what Shakespearean play did Evie appear in when she was 9 that her mother was very proud of? Yikes.
Yeah, that's a hell of a question.
I believe it was The 12th Night, and unfortunately, he did miss it. And with that, 21-22 in favor of Parker with a TKO
win.
who is now the new,
IG champion.
IG champ of the
Congratulations to the Spider.
my goodness, yes, congratulations to the Sparker.
Yeah, he fought for
Sparker?
it. Like, yeah, Sparker.
Parker. Congratulations to Parker. A well-earned victory. I know dude has been working his butt off probably.
Oh yeah.
Factions aside, good for him, I guess. But yeah, I mean, the thing that I want to say about these two, the build up to this match.
Oh yes, that's right.
Oh my goodness. These two have done the best job I've seen in a long time.
Hyping a matchup. to
Hyping
get
a
everybody
matchup.
in, yeah.
Because, I mean, I saw one comment somewhere that I think was exactly what Smets and Parker were going for. Somebody was like, my God, these two have been trash talking each other on every platform possible. So much so that going into it, I have no idea who won.
Yeah.
Based on the trash talk they've both been doing, I feel like they both won somehow. So that's a testament to how amazingly they promoted this match. And hats off, props to both of them. It's much easier to promote a match when you've won it. But so
yes, it is very,
so that's why
pre-recorded.
I'm gonna give a little bit of an edge to Smets here.
Yeah.
Because it's not gonna be easy to promote a match.
Yeah, especially knowing that the outcome is a TKO. It's
especially knowing that it's a big match, title on the line. Big ups to both of them, but also just a little bit more to Kevin because that's gotta not be fun.
It's rough.
But it just goes to show what a tried and true professional he is, and both of them are.
Oh, absolutely.
So they gave everybody the gift of hype. So that was amazing. I think they did a fantastic job. What that makes me very excited for is we're not 100% sure how IG is going to materialize as Spectacular.
Yeah.
We know now that Parker holds the belt. Sorry, we didn't give you a spoiler alert, but if you don't know how this works by now, I don't know what to tell you.
If you're not paying attention, what are you doing here?
You knew who we were going to talk about.
Yeah.
But now that we know Parker holds this belt, and we know that the calendar's been released, and I don't believe there is any IG match on there. So now it's like, all right, well, what are we going to do with Spectacular? Who's going to play Parker? I know that I saw some people online that were like, I'd love to see Parker, obviously.
Yeah.
Kalinowski, Smets. Who else did they say? Chandru. I think they said Mara.
Yeah.
They're like, well, I'd love to see this 5-way between all of like some of the greats of the IG division.
I don't know, man. Like that's
we haven't seen Mara in a hot minute.
We haven't seen her at all this year.
Mike's got the rubber.
And that's the thing.
So for all we know, maybe it's just going to be actually now that I say it.
I think that's the simplest and most likely outcome is Parker v. Kalinowski at Spectacular for the belt, like a rematch.
Exactly.
So because it's already set up.
That makes
Mike has yet to use the rubber. Parker currently holds the belt. There's your IG match for Spectacular. That's the only way. That's the only thing I can assume it's going to happen.
Exactly. That seems like the most logical thing, especially saying it out loud. But wouldn't it be fun? Because I know that I think I saw a couple comments like that. They would love to see like those big profile,
like a big 5-way,
the
five
most recent champs or whatever.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Yeah, that'd be like.
But Mike does have the rubber, so it makes most sense.
Be like Star Wars. Hey, let's get Alex Damon, Thomas Harper, Andrew Dimalanta, and Ken Knapsack in a fatal 4-way for the title. It's like
4.
The last 4 title holders. It's like, but we already established.
Yeah, but what about Sam Whitworth? Let it go.
Let it go.
Elsa, Frozen, let it go.
Yeah.
Especially now that it's
But we already have,
Lord.
like even before this whole announcement happened, we already had a path laid out for the Star Wars belt. So honor that. So I don't know. I was like, there's that impulse of like, let's get these great matches for the final Spectacular. It's like, we still have to honor certain situations that happened because it is fair competition.
Sorry if you can hear our daughter. She's bebopping around in here.
Yeah.
But the show must go on.
She got restless. She's like, I want to be close to you guys. That's parenthood. So
that's showbiz, baby.
Yeah.
But
she will be able to record shows freely now that she's gonna be going to school next week. So
I don't want to talk about it.
That'll be a whole radcast.
But this was, very unexpected that it would end in a TKO.
Yeah.
However, they came out of round 1 tied. They came out of round 2.
It was like down.
It was a 2-point disparity because of a multiple choice that got stolen. No, it wasn't stolen. It got missed.
Yeah, missed. Yeah.
But it was so close. I think Smets even said so much in the post-match interview was that he was trying to gain a little bit of lost ground in the speed round.
Jumping the gun on questions, hoping he was answering the correct answers to the wrong questions.
Exactly.
So, and that's the speed.
He thought that they were asking, he thought that I guess the question would have gone this way, which he would have gotten right, but they ended up going that way. So it ended up being wrong.
Yeah.
But, and that's the risk. That's the danger of the speed round.
Yeah.
That's the risk you take. He made that gamble and it didn't work out for him this time. For some people, it does.
Yeah.
We've watched William Bibiani get two words into a question and get it right.
Yeah.
So, sometimes the gamble works. Sometimes it doesn't. This happened to be one of the days where it didn't. And like we said for the last match with JTE and Preston, sometimes you just have a bad day at the office. this happened to be a bad day.
He got
at
a
the
raw.
office.
He gambled, didn't work out for him, and then he got a 5-pointer that just
That too.
eluded him.
And I feel
So-
like that was I feel like there were other IG competitors that were like,
I think he said in the post message that he had the correct answer in his head, but then he talked himself out of it,
I
which
think
I've
he
been
did.
there several times.
I
It's
think
like,
he said something
yeah.
about that too.
So it's understandable why he would say one thing over the other, and it's just like, if you
Yeah.
miss this, then it's definitely over. But like, even if he gets it, then you're hoping Parker just
hoping he flubs,
flubs on
the whole last round, kind
Yeah.
of.
So it's that situation where it's like, I can get this right, but then it's very slim that
Yeah.
the way Parker's playing that, you know what I mean? So it was a tough go for the final round for him.
Yes.
So
Absolutely. But I mean, this is kind of with the whole gambling thing. It kind of This is not the way I expected it to end. I
Yeah, me
mean,
neither.
obviously, somebody has to win. I did not think this ever would have ended in a TKO. That was definitely a big surprise when I heard
Yeah.
that. But what I'm hoping for, because first of all, these two have a great history together.
Oh yeah, that spans even before their Schmoedown competition.
Exactly. Great history together. Amazing trash talkers to
Oh,
each
yeah.
other. So if there's any kind of way that these two could somehow meet each other getting spectacular, can you imagine the hype for that match?
Yeah, if they somehow like say they do that, what people want, like a 5-way for the title.
Man.
That would be wild. That'd be a crazy match. I mean, that would be because like what you said, but we want like everybody's trying to like last spectacular and make
Yeah.
it huge. So it's like,
And could you imagine if they do that like a like 3-way, 4-way, 5-way? Could you imagine if Chandru's in the mix and what that level of trash talk
That's
would
gonna
add
be
to
insane.
it? Oh boy. That would be a spicy one.
Yeah.
So, I mean, Kevin, love the guy. He has a fantastic story.
yeah.
I don't know if this is the last match we're gonna
I
see
hope
of him.
not. I really hope they
not.
find it. Can you, like, if anybody that has such an amazing story that you would want as part of your last IG match
Right.
ever, you got to get Kevin
One of the
Smets in
faces
there.
of the division.
Yeah.
Bar none. Parker too, for that matter. So yeah, almost like an IG Rushmore match kind of thing. Well, that'd be wild to end on.
Yeah.
But I mean, Mike's got the rubber. We'll see what happens. I don't know.
Yeah.
We don't know exactly what the road to that match is going to be.
The fan in me is like, yeah, just go ahead and do the 5, but the competitor in me, it's like, there's already things in place. Competitor, because it's
He earned his rubber match.
He earned his rubber
so-
match. Parker has the belt. We have to honor those things that are in competitor wise.
Exactly. Because I know that if I had a rubber match and it got turned into a 5-way,
I
I
would
think
be
I'd be a little
so mad,
perturbed.
yeah.
Unless I agreed to it.
Mhm.
But yeah, if it just kind of got turned into that without any
Yeah.
any choice in the matter, I think I'd be a little perturbed.
Yeah.
So that's why we'll just have to wait and see what happens with that. But the two of these guys, I mean, they both have incredible stories
Yeah.
in the IG division. They're two of the greatest in the division. I mean, I feel like of all time. I mean, you got Mike, you got Mara, you got Chandru, all those names, they're all up there.
Yeah.
So I hope we get to see some kind of
Yeah.
multi-way match.
It'd be very spicy. It'd be very like one of the matches where, like, if you're gonna tune in for a match, that's a match you want to tune in
Oh
for.
yeah. Even if it's just to hear Smets and Parker yell at each other more. But I mean, absolutely all the congratulations in the world to Parker, because
Oh yeah.
I know how much he wanted
for it.
this.
He's been working for it for a long time. But yeah, so yeah, he came that close to that spectacular. So
Yes.
Yeah.
So absolutely. And also knowing that it's ending, just to kind of sneak it there at the end and get the belt, you know?
yeah,
Now you're part of history.
you finally got it. Like at least
did it.
At least you got it. So
Got in there right before,
Yeah.
what is the
for the fat lady things or something. I don't know.
no before the bell?
For the I don't know.
I don't know. I'm not sure what saying I was trying to go for, but you got in there,
Yeah.
right at the end. So that's exciting. That's exciting to finally, after however many years of work, even if it's at the end, to still get a hold of that belt.
Yeah.
So happy for the guy. He's a nice guy, but also screw him, Dungeon for life, whatever. No, he's a good guy. I don't mean that. But yeah.
Yeah, that was
Wild
a
match.
Wild match.
We'll see where we go from here between the two of them. Will this be Smets' last match? Will it not be? I don't know.
Yeah.
So again, like we always say, time will tell. But after this match, there was a post.
There was a post
Scene.
credits scene. No,
That-
there was an ending scene.
Scene.
So yeah, obviously, like, Kevin's upset about losing the belt, and Kaiser's like, well, we need to refocus. It's like, well, we're gonna retire. And it's like, no, we're gonna refocus to a different division. focus on teams. He's like, teams? I need a partner for that. I don't have a partner. It's like, well, we have a database. We got a machine. Now they got an android.
Oh.
The return of Mark Andreyko
Nice.
to the movie trivia Schmoedown in teams
Hell yeah.
with Kevin the Smasher Smets. So Kevin gets to make his team's debut with one of the best to ever do it.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, that's going to be an interesting pairing. And who knows?
They got a machine. They got a database. They got an android. They got a smasher. And they got a dimmy.
Yeah.
Here for the ride, guys. Happy to be a part of it.
Yeah. But I'm curious to see who they go up against. But it's going to be an interesting pairing of because, Kevin's overall movie knowledge.
He's a movie guy. He's kind of in the industry with, I think doesn't he do like TV editing and stuff like that?
Editing, yeah.
So he's in the entertainment biz.
Yeah.
I'd like to think that he's well studied.
Yeah, we'll see what this is like.
We know he lives in IG.
Yeah, we know his strength is obviously IG, but it'd be interesting pairing as to what they can do together.
Absolutely. So, and also always good to see Andreyko.
Yeah. So I think that to be announced or be determined teams matches, one half of it is this team against whoever they're going against.
I'd imagine. Wouldn't it be cool if it was coast to coast? Don't think so.
I don't think so.
But yeah,
we'll see what happens.
Very excited to see that because I never thought I'd see the day that Kevin Smets would
team up with Mark Andreyko. That's an interesting pairing.
Play in the teams division.
Yeah.
So yeah, and excited to see Mark back. Was Mark didn't actually end up showing up in the free for all?
No, he didn't. Did he?
I don't remember.
I think he did.
Did he?
I can't remember.
I don't remember.
It's so much going on right now.
But yeah, it's good that it's out there.
Yeah.
Welcome, Mark Andreyko. Hell yeah. One more match, one more ride, I guess.
Yeah.
So we'll see how it goes.
Dude, that is fun. We get to see Mark Andreyko one more time in a teams match.
Absolutely.
Before everything ends. So.
Yes. Love Mark. Only got to meet him like
a handful of times.
Because he's a cool guy. Mm-hmm. That's that, folks. This week we will have the final episode of Titans.
I don't know what the undercard is, but the overcard should be Sam Levine versus Mr. Irwin.
Mr. Irwin
for the singles title.
Yeah,
and I imagine the winner will go on to Spectacular defend the belt.
I would imagine
that's the only outcome I can see.
Makes sense in my brain.
Yeah.
And then no Star Wars this week, but we get Gold Leader Fishburne next week. Very excited about that.
That's gonna be a spicy match. Can't wait for that one.
I can't wait for that one.
Yeah. So go ahead and wrap this long episode up while we can. So Star Wars competitor Nicki Dimalanta, where can they find you online?
On Twitter.
I'll get her on TikTok eventually.
I don't know about that.
Yeah.
Baby boy. You can find me on Twitter at Dimmy, DIMMMYYY.
As for me, Twitter and Instagram at Drew Dimalanta, DIMALANTA, and on TikTok at Rogue Leader Drew. Again, we're eyeballing 10,000. Get me there, please. If you're listening to this on audio form, please follow the feed and rate us.
And if you're watching on YouTube, like, comment, subscribe, click the bell icon in the lower right-hand corner, see when we do things on the YouTube.
Of course, going rogue and red, which we
keep saying that.
We keep saying we'll be paying attention more when we have the time to record them, and when we do shift focus off of this show, those will be the main shows.
Exactly.
So thank you for joining us on this episode of Beyond the Schmoedown. We'll see you guys
next time.